Can you see me?
No, let me try refreshing. No, you're not there. Let me go to your channel.
If you see it there, can you tell people just to go to where you see it if you find it?
Okay, I see the live stream. Let me copy the link.
Tell them I'm messed up. I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm trying. Tell them I'm a dummy. Tell them I said I'm a big dummy. I want to see chat. I don't know what I did wrong.
What?
I don't know what I did wrong.
I don't know, but I put the link to the new stream in the chat for the old stream.
Hi, Mythical Nomad Adventure. Thank you for coming. I'm so sorry I messed that up. Chris, can you... How's my audio, Chris?
Well, hang on. Let me get off the phone because I can't have the
Okay.
headphones and be on
Okay.
the phone.
Hi, Towel Bear. Hi, Nancy. Oh, I'm glad you can see me. Can you hear me okay? Can y'all hear me okay? I'm sorry, that's so bumpy. Oh, you can hear me okay. Hi, Chris. Oh, I'm so glad. So, excuse me. Welcome to my first scheduled live stream. Oh, good. I'm glad you can hear me. So I'm sitting in the cab of my van because that's like the place I could get decent cell service. So I'm sorry it's a little weird. Hi, Teresa. I'm so glad you're here. So today I thought I'd do a little Q&A. A couple of people had asked me to do an official live instead of my impromptu lives that I immediately take down after. So some people had asked me about a live for like Q&A. Hi, Jerry. How are you? It's good to see you. Jerry's one of my regulars. So I don't have anything planned. So if anybody has any questions about living in a van or about my life, if you just go ahead and tell me about it. 1 second. Oh my gosh. Sorry. I want my iPad to fall. I've just got it propped up on my dashboard. So if anybody has any questions, I'd love to hear from you. Does anybody have any questions? One person asked in chat before I actually got it started if where I was, and I'll say I'm in Colorado, but I don't really want to say specifically because I know all of y'all are wonderful, well-adjusted, beautiful human beings, but just in case there's one nut, don't want him showing up here. So I'm in Colorado, and the weather here is beautiful. It's getting up like into the 70s during the day, and then it gets pretty chilly at night. So it's really beautiful here. I hope y'all are having good weather wherever you are. Um, does anyone, what was you thought that, why did I go into van life? Okay, that's a good question. I do have a video about it, but I'd love to talk to you about it. I've always wanted to live kind of a different way. I've never really been happy where I've lived before. I've gotten stuck in places with marriages and kids, and you know how it goes. And I'm not complaining about that, Chris. My son Chris is here in chat. Oh, Chris, would you mind going back to that other stream and seeing if anybody else is there and give him that link again? But I've always wanted to live a different way. I've always been an outside person, and I saw one of Bob Wells' videos quite a few years ago, and it just struck me that's just perfect. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. By the way, Katie Dids, that's my son, Chris. Um, he's an awesome kid, by the way. So once I saw that video that Bob Wells did, I'll get that in just a second, Teresa. Um, I just knew it was a life for me, and I kind of started planning for it. And unfortunately, for my son Chris, I told him, I did warn him as soon as he graduated from high school, I was going to sell the house and go on the road. And that's what I did. And I think, Chris, maybe you can answer. Were you a little bit offended that I pretty much sold the house the day after you graduated high school? Maybe he's not going to answer. But anyway, I just, as soon as I saw it, I knew it was for me. I've always been an avid camper and an outside person. And I just knew it was right for me. I don't know how else to say it. Hey, Vermont. Hi, Bill. How you doing? Um, I think Teresa just asked about, yeah. Aw, see, he was offended a little bit. I'm sorry, baby. Was your childhood about traveling? No, I did not. We moved around about every year or two when I was growing up. That was really hard on me. Believe it or not, I was very shy. I'm sure that's hard for my son Chris to believe. But that was really hard for me moving around a lot when I was a kid. So I wouldn't really call that traveling. It was just a rough childhood. But Teresa had asked me about traveling overseas as a nomad, and I've thought about taking a trip overseas, but I would not try to take my van with me because that would be very, very expensive to ship it overseas. So if I wanted to try van life overseas, I'd probably have to rent something over there. Yeah, right. So I don't think so. I may take a trip somewhere, but I've been, I won't say I've been all over the world, but I've been to lots of places. So I'm not feeling a huge need to travel around the world. I mean, maybe I will later. Maybe I'll get bored, but for right now, I'm really enjoying driving around the U.S. and my wonderful ProMaster. There's just so many good things to see. Backpacking, I'm not sure I'm really up to it, Teresa. Um, I have gone on backpacking trips when I was younger, but I have some health issues now that would make it probably not feasible. It is a lot of work, and I'm not sure I'd be able to carry a lot of weight on my back like I could when I was younger and still be able to hike. Yeah, especially at elevation, like about I think about 8,000 feet right now. So it would be very difficult at this altitude to carry a lot of weight. It would make it harder for me to breathe. Um, Teresa just asked me a question. Chris, would you say that question again? Because they disappear off my screen. The salt water destroyed your car? Oh, no, okay. Where did you go overseas? But someone asked me a question, and I'm sorry, I forgot. I think it was Teresa. Oh, medication. I actually get my medication in Mexico. I go to Los Algodones. Thank you, Chris. I go to Los Algodones, Mexico, and I know a lot of you might think, well, I don't want to go to Mexico because it's not safe. But this little town, and I'm not saying go anywhere across the border for medication, but Los Algodones is set up for medical tourism for Americans. They have, you can get glasses there. Hey, Holly, how you doing? You can get glasses there. There's tons of dentist offices there. Oh, you went to Taiwan. I love Taiwan, Kay. I'd love to hear about that sometime. But lots of dental work. You can get like even like bridges, dentures. Yes, you can get pretty much a whole year's worth there. And that's what I do. So I go once a year, like in the winter, and I'll do a video about it when I go back down there, probably in December or January. It's super, super safe. and it's super cheap. Like my heart medication is $1 for like 3 months worth of medication. It's insane. And not that that's typical. And my RLS medicine, which would cost me about $250 a month with insurance here, would cost me about $75 there. Yeah. And you can get, they don't, and you don't have to have a prescription. You just, you go in there with a list of your medications and they hand you the bottle. And they're high quality medications. I haven't had any issues with anything I've gotten there. And the whole town would not be set up this way if those prescription medications were not completely legit. Because the town would just fold if it wasn't, because people would stop going there. It's very safe. There are, you have RLS, Nancy? Oh my gosh, I hardly meet anyone with RLS. I take Ropinirole. The brand name is Requip, but they only have the generic there in Mexico. But that medication really helps me a lot. You can also get antibiotics there. Yeah, you take that too. You can also get, and Quartzsite. I'll talk about Quartzsite in just a second. You can also get antibiotics there, which is handy too. So I'll get like a whole bunch of erythromycin and a couple of other things. And then if I get sick on the road, I don't have to go to a doctor. I know that's not, you can fuss at me for that if you want to, but when I get bronchitis, I know exactly what it feels like because I've had it so much. So that's what I treat it for. Um, I'm going to move. Oh, hello, Dean Vat UK. How do you handle the security risk if you park? I want to go high. By the way, thank you for that gift. I really appreciate it. I do worry about leaving my van. I really do. I like it. That's all I can say. I hope to get a dog again. Maybe I could leave a barking dog in a car, or maybe I could just get one of those barking dog sounds. But I think these newer vehicles are pretty hard to break into. Um, I don't have a perfect answer. I do worry about my van when I leave it because this van and everything in it is everything I own in the world. So it is a little scary. Um, but when you're going for a hike, you tend to be not camping in a place where there's going to be a lot of people looking for mischief. It's usually out, national forest land or BLM land, and it's just usually other people hiking. So I just try not to worry about it, I guess. I'm going to move just a second, and then we'll talk about Quartzsite. I'm tired of looking at the steering wheel. See if I can get a signal. Y'all tell me if my signal gets too bad, and I'll come back to the driver's seat. Oh, look at my wrinkles. Sorry, guys. Oh, she's such a professional YouTuber. Let's see. See if I can do it here. Oh, that's not gonna work. Ooh, I can put it right there. Sorry for my thumb. Okay, y'all tell me if you can see me. Somebody tell me if you can see. Oh, that won't work. I won't put it in the chat. Yep, my wrinkles. Yeah, Dean, I try not to. I really do. So, can y'all see me okay? And hear me okay? Okay. So, I hope that answered your question. Hey, Nate. Oh, good. I hope that answered your question about medication and then about worrying about my van. So, it's why I live for my wrinkles. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Chris. So someone asked me about Quartzsite, and I'm sorry I keep looking away from the camera. I'm on my iPad, not a real camera, so I have to look like on the very left of the screen to be looking into the camera, and sometimes I forget and I just look up and, look at my face. My haircut's in color. Okay, Nancy. Chris, remember that question? Because I'm going to talk up. Someone asked about Quartzsite before. So I will be in Quartzsite starting probably right before Christmas, and then I'll be there through January. And oh my gosh, I do plan on doing a meet and greet in Quartzsite. So if any of y'all are planning on being there for the winter, I'd love to meet you. Um, and if anyone wants to know, maybe I should do a video just about Quartzsite. It's a little early to talk about it, but if y'all want to plan on going there, maybe I should. But the RTR, the WRTR, the Big Tent Show, and the RV show are all at the beginning of January. So that's when most people go to Quartzsite. There's actually people starting to go there now. I think it's probably still pretty hot there, and I'm not planning on going there yet. But there are certainly people there now. And it's a great town for nomads. And you can stay there for free on BLM land and move every 2 weeks, or they do have LTVAs there, which I'll talk about in a few minutes, I guess, or another video. I don't know how much detail y'all want to hear about Quartzsite. So I think it was Teresa or someone asked me about my hair color and my haircuts. I actually cut my own hair, which is kind of messy now because I had a hat on. But I cut my own hair, and I actually bleach my own hair. My natural hair color, you've probably seen other videos with it growing out. It's kind of a dark brown gray. It's like an ugly gray. If it was a pretty silver gray, I would totally keep it, but I don't like it. So I bleach my hair and tone it myself, and I cut it myself. But I've been cutting my own hair and coloring my own hair since I was about 18. So I do have some experience. And my son Chris could tell you about that too, because I used to cut his hair. Right, Chris? Come on, Chris. And tell them about that beautiful cobalt blue we used to color your hair. It was so pretty. Chris, are you still there? By the way, in case someone's just joining us, my son Chris, his name is Katie Dids here. So he's helping me out moderating. Chris, are you still there? Maybe not. So I've been cutting my own hair for a long time. Oh, thank you. There's Chris. I've been cutting my own hair for a long time and coloring it. And I even did Chris's too. So I actually cut my own hair. And that's one reason I keep it so short in the back. Oop, I need to do something about that. Because I use clippers, the electric clippers. I'm sorry, I saw something about product and I missed it. So I can just use those electric clippers to cut the back, because it's really hard to cut the back of your own hair. If that product question was about stuff I put in my hair, I don't. Oh, thank you, Jerry. I don't put like gel or mousse or anything like that, because I just don't have a whole lot of hair. And it's coarse, and I just basically conditioner. I do have to use a pretty heavy duty conditioner because I bleach my hair. Color product. I don't use like box color. I actually bleach my hair. So if you go to Sally Beauty Supply, buy bleach and developer, and then I use toner. So if you've never done it before, I would watch some hair coloring videos. Brad Mondo has some great videos on YouTube about doing your own hair, or maybe the bad effects of doing your own hair. But you can do it. But if you might want to just start with a box dye the first time you try it. But if you're going to lift a whole lot of, you're welcome. If you're going to lift a whole lot of levels, like my hair is really, really dark. So if you want to like go to platinum blonde like I have, you actually have to use bleach. And I would not recommend, oh, thank you, Jerry. I would not recommend trying bleach unless you've done a lot of other coloring first, because you can really, really fry your hair and have it literally fall out of your head if you don't do it carefully. So that's my hair. Does anybody else have a question? Come on, somebody else have a question. If not, I can talk about Quartzsite more. Nobody else has a question? I'm gonna load me up a pipe. I hope y'all are having as beautiful weather as I am. You know, I won't tell you exactly where I am, but I will tell you that I'm on the property of a wood carver. He's this wonderful artist. I do smile a lot, Dean. Chris, do you think that's true? Do I smile a lot? My son Chris is here. Fiction. Hey, Rage Poet. Rage Poet, I got to give a shout out to, is my first member of my channel. So thank you. I really appreciate it. My very first member. Maybe I should talk about that. Because I just got to the level where I can have members and super chats and stuff like that. Okay, that was Los Algodones. It's near Yuma, Arizona. Hi, Rage. I'm way back. Oh, I'm getting distracted. Maybe I need to make notes to see those chats. Because I can't figure out how to see the chats while I'm recording. So the chats come up and then about 2 seconds they fade away. That's why I'm having trouble following them. Los Algodones. If y'all are interested, I'll do a video about that, but I'm going to wait until I actually go back there in the winter because of where it is. That's a good time to go. You don't want to go, in the middle of summer because it's desert. I do smile a lot. I like to be silly. Chris and I used to have a really good time just goofing around, being silly, but I do smile a lot. But I'm also just happy to be talking to y'all. If I smile too much, I know maybe it's weird. I can try to stop. Just me not smiling. I'm so stupid. But Chris can tell you how goofy I am. Chris, am I goofy? Am I goofy, Chris? Come on, Chris. Yay. Sorry about that. See, I'm pretty goofy. I'm pretty goofy. Oh, and I have hijinks. Um, Rage Poet, right? You're my member? I've only done one. I'm going to get another video out soon just for my members. And I'm doing this series about my hijinks. Hijinks is what my son Chris calls it when I get into, yeah, it's just tobacco. It's not pot. Not that I don't enjoy a little bit of herb. No, I've been to Colorado a lot. Colorado's a beautiful state. And Colorado and New Mexico are great because they have high elevation, low elevation. So that's a good way to find good weather. When it's warm, you go up high. And, in the winter, you want to go down. That's the thing. It's not about parts of the country for the times of the year. Like you'd think, oh, I want to go way north in the summer. It's not. It's elevation. Like even in New Mexico, which is, pretty far south, you can find high mountain and be perfectly comfortable in the summer. Now I'm getting distracted trying to answer different questions. Oh, I was saying having a hijinks series for my members, and my memberships only start at $1.99. So, I purposely priced them cheap because I want y'all to have fun and enjoy my content, and I'm not special. And seriously, I'm just here on my iPad, so I don't claim to have like high quality video production or anything, but I do have one video up now for my members. My first hijinks video is about when I was in this town in Texas, and I went to a drag show and then a gay bar, and I was dancing on the stage at the gay bar. So if y'all want to join as a member, that's my first. Hey, Bill. That's my first hijinks video and my first member video. I have a heater. Just if you, ooh, no, it's all finger. Okay, there's my little bench. So you see there's 3 cushions there. Under the cushions, let's go down here, is like storage area stuff. So in this section, under there is my heater. In the middle section and then part of the last section is my refrigerator. And then my poop bucket is in that last section. So just to show you where my heater is. There we go, I think. So it's that heater. Can y'all still hear me if I sit back here? Can y'all still hear me? Somebody say if you can hear me. If not, I'll stand up again. So this heater, and I actually don't know what brand it is because there's a piece of plywood screwed down over it. Oh, I'm too quiet. Okay. So there's a piece of plywood screwed down over the heater, which I probably should remove just to look at it, so I don't know what brand it is. And I'm sure there's some filter that needs to be cleaned or something. I've been in here for a year. And this is so silly because I'm guessing it uses gasoline from my gas tank. The reason I say that is because I can tell it's not using electricity because my batteries would be going down. And I have not found a tank. Like I looked underneath to see if there was a diesel tank under there that was dedicated for it, because diesel heaters are a lot more common than gas heaters. And there wasn't one. And also, it's still working, and I haven't refilled anything for a year. So I'm assuming it's one of those really nice gas heaters. And I really like those. You can, they're very expensive though. You can use like a Mr. Buddy or something like that, a propane heat, but that's a really damp heat. And also, you have to worry about carbon monoxide poisoning. So, if you can possibly get a diesel heater or a gas heater, I would recommend those. I also have an electric blanket on my bed, which I actually use more than the heater because during the day, you can bundle up but at night, and I have arthritis, and it really, my bones are not happy if they're damp and cold. So I have a electric blanket. It's not a 12 volt. I originally looked for a 12-volt electric blanket, but they have cutoffs. Like a timer will cut it off after about 20 minutes. And I didn't want that. Sometimes I might want to use it all night. I don't usually, but I don't want it cutting off after 20 minutes. So I got like a regular electric blanket at Walmart, and I plug it into my inverter. And I was worried at first that might use too much juice, but I really haven't had an issue with it. If my batteries are a little low before I go to bed, I'll turn off my refrigerator. And that works fine because if it's cold enough to need an electric blanket, then your refrigerator is going to be fine without getting juice during the night. So I really love my electric blanket, and I bet you could use one too if you were careful with it. Like maybe just turn it on for 30 minutes. Thermarest. I don't know what a thermarest is. I don't know, Dean. I don't know. I know I should have one. I had a built-in or it was a smoke detector and a carbon monoxide detector and something else. And whenever I cooked, it would go off and I threw it away. I know that's stupid, but I'm sure it has an exhaust somewhere. I don't know where. I know that's bad. I know I should know where it is, and I don't. Yeah. Hi, Bert and Yvonne. Quartzsite is great. And that's a good point because you can go there. You can plan on staying there for the winter, but you don't have to live on the edge. No, that's just me being stupid and lazy, I guess. But yeah, you can stay in Quartzsite and travel around. And you can go down to Los Algodones, which I've done from Quartzsite. And Quartzsite is not an attractive piece of land, it's a big, flat piece of dirt. And when the wind kicks up, it's nasty. But there's a great community there, and you could stay for free or really cheap. And what I would do is go to Kofa. Kofa National Wildlife Refuge is just south of Quartzsite, and it is really beautiful. You can also go to, well, in Quartzsite, Dome Rock BLM land is a lot better than like Plamosa Road and all the LTVAs as far as it not just being a flat piece of nothing with thousands of RVs parked on it. But yeah, absolutely, Quartzsite in the winter is the place to go. It's cheap. Just a second, Bill. It's cheap, and there's a big community there. In fact, you can go there and not know anybody, and you will find people to hang out with. If you wanted to do that, I would go on, or if you just plan on going to Quartzsite in general, join one of the Facebook groups for Quartzsite. There's quite a few. Um, I think the one I'm on is the real Q for Quartzsite or something like that. I can look it up later. I Okay, Bill asked about hot water. I do not have hot water, and I have really not thought of it as a problem. If there is sometimes when I've wanted to wash my body and my hair in hot water, and then I just heat up a pot of water. It's really not that big of a deal. Um, the more systems you have in your vehicle and your rig, the more stuff I think you have the capability of breaking down. I think a hot water heater would be nice, but it's just not something I've felt a lack of. It, what I have is working out fine for me. In fact, I barely use this sink because this ridiculous faucet I have. Let me see if I can show you. Whoever did this build out, I did not do it, by the way. Whoever did this build out, let's see if you can, was not terribly bright. You could see how small that faucet is and how low. Like, I have trouble getting a pot under there. I don't know why they did that. There's plenty of room to have one of those big spray faucets, which is what I'd like to have. So eventually, I'd like to replace that whole faucet thing with a nice big sprayer, and then it'd be so much easier to wash my hair. I could wash it with the sprayer. But this thing is so awkward that I don't use it that much. I've got that's attached to I've got a 9-gallon tank in the back. It's a crap tap. It's definitely a crap tap. So I've got that's attached to a 9-gallon tank. And again, why put a 9-gallon tank in the back of this van? There's so much room back there. There would have been plenty of room for a 20-gallon tank. And then I also carry a 5-gallon jug for water. And then also usually I'll have I keep some milk jugs and I'll clean them out and put water in those too. So usually inside my van, I'm using this for water instead of the sink just because I hate that faucet. Did I miss another question when I was yakking? I know, but I can't get this one out. I'm actually thinking about replacing like this whole countertop because I really hate this black. Oh, yeah, one of those thin. Yeah, I don't have one of those. But I do have this really good. I've got an 8-inch memory foam mattress from Walmart, and then I also got a mattress topper. Plus, I think those are really good if you're on the ground, those thermarest. But since my bed is raised, I don't think it's really an issue. Plus, electric blanket. So that works. But yeah, definitely Dean, it's a crap faucet. But I I can't figure out how to get it out without replacing this whole countertop and just getting into the back. I'm afraid I'd actually have to remove the sink to get that faucet out. So I'm not clever enough to do that. I'm just not. So I hope you're enjoying this live. We have 17 people here, so that's really good. Um, I mean, of course, other people get more viewers, but this is my first kind of live, and maybe it's not that interesting. Um, I'd love to hear more questions. Oh, I think I started talking about where I was, and I stopped. I was driving down the road, and I saw all these awesome wood carvings on the highway, and then like with arrows. Just a second, Nancy. So all these arrows. So I pulled in. I just started walking around, looking at all of his artwork, and I even bought something for my son. Thank you, Bill. Yeah, give me a like. So I bought this beautiful bird for my son. Isn't that gorgeous? So I was talking to the artist, and I told him I lived my van. I showed him my van. I have not, John. And he's like, well, you can stay here tonight if you want to. And that was about 4 or 5 nights ago. So these lovely people are letting me park on their land. I've helped them out just in little ways, just to try to be a good guest. But it's just, and that's one of the things that I love about this life is that you never know what's going to happen. And I had been planning on going farther east, and this was so cool of an opportunity. Oh, thank you, Simple Man. That I just decided just jump on it. So when something wonderful happens, you can just stop and just chew it up and eat it up and just have a great time. And I know there's been 3 or 4 questions that I said I would answer. Well, I was yakking and then I forgot. Chris, can you help me out? Tell me what people were just asking me, please. Chris, my darling, fruit of my loins. He hates it when I say that. Chris, fruit of my loins. What questions did I miss, please? Oh, this is just tobacco. I do enjoy marijuana, but this is just tobacco. Thank you. Um, Imperial Dam. Is that? No. Where is the Imperial Dam, please? Am I back? I'm sorry, it's my cell phone. My, is that better? Am I back? Can someone say if they can see me? Can y'all still see me? No, I don't think I stayed at that dam. There was this other beautiful place, though, not terribly far from Quartzsite. Gosh, what was the name of it? I think I did a video about it. Oh, good, you can see me. Um, oh, yeah, I think it was near the Imperial Dam. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's not BLM land. I think it might even be county land, just south of the dam. Is that where you mean? I wish I could remember what it was called. It was just one of the most beautiful places I've been. It's really wonderful. Maybe I'll take y'all outside from it. Y'all want to go outside with me? I think this might be the day I overstayed my welcome because he's got a business here and I'm doing a live video on his land. So, oops, my skirt. So, this is where I am. I'll show you some of his cool artwork maybe, huh? Y'all still with me? At least I probably have a better signal out here. Let's see. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Let me see this guy over here. I think I can get him up. Can y'all see that? I mean, he's really good. Isn't that cute? I don't think this is so great. Let me go back. But it's beautiful here. They've got apple trees. Mr. Moose, yeah. They've got apple trees and plum trees. It's just really amazing. Oh, go back inside. People are staring. There's been hardly anybody here. Just look at his work, and then when I'm doing this, there's like so I think we'll wrap this up soon because I'm running out of things to say and I'm not hearing a lot of questions. So does anybody have any last minute questions for me? Oh, someone asked me how to be a member. If you're on a laptop, I think it comes up on the main page, and then if not, you should see a membership tab. Sorry, I should have made sure of that before. Hi, John. Thank you. Chris, is that what you see? When you're on a mobile, how do you get to my membership? Have you seen? I have not run out of electricity. I have 240 watts of solar panels, and I have oh, you going to Q, Bill? Thanks, Chris. I have two 100 amp, I think, lithium batteries. Shower tokens. I'll try that, Mythical Nomad Adventure. Thanks for the tip. I wish I could remember the name of that place where I was. I'll have to look it up later. But I have not run out of electricity, but I don't have a lot of stuff. It doesn't show up at all, Chris? Well, I'll see you in Q, Bill. Oh, yeah. Hi, Kay, Mally. On desktop, it's a subscription button, but not on mobile. So how does someone become a member when they're on mobile? I'll look it up and I'll make a post about it. I'm sorry I can't give you the answer right now. I just started it. I'll have to find it. I apologize. But yes, I spent a lot of time in Quartzsite, and I'll be there this winter at the end of December through January. Chris, I'm sure there's a way. I just need to figure out how to do it. I think there's a link I can post, and then that will come up. Well, there's more people coming, so yeah, I'll have to find it, Dean. I'll have to find it. But there's more people coming, so I think I'm going to end this live stream. I will, Bill. More live videos or more videos in general? If y'all like the lives, I can do more lives. But there's more people coming here, and I think I should stop my stream. Oh, thank you, Nancy. I love all of y'all so much. Mwah! So I'm going to say goodbye. Oh, thank you, Talbear. Thank you, Kamali. Thank you, Teresa and Sage and everyone else, Bill, everyone else who's been on this live stream. I really appreciate it. So I'm going to say goodbye now, and I love y'all. Bye, bye, my tribe. Oh, I got to figure out how to hang up.